This is the perfect time to transfer to the main show because it did just hit the top of the hour.
Oh yeah, look at that. So, but now we've delayed as he scowls at the screen that the audience can't see.
I can do this with editing. I'm pretty sure I can do this with editing. So we just pretend you guys... Yeah. Fix it in post. We pretend that you guys just said what you said.
That I ate a battery.
That you ate a battery, that it's probably in there. And, that would make you a fantastic mascot for Duracell. But we are not sponsored by them here on the AWKWARDCast. Hello and welcome, where Ayn Wye and Keyframe wonder about random drivel. I'm still staring at the screen and not at chat.
I feel like it was funnier when it was just you slowly turning on the live.
You see, my plan now was to have this entire... I edit this in post-show bit still be in there, unedited. But now, with you exposing it like this and us talking about it, now it might, in retrospect, be more funnier if I now have this super crappy edited transition. I guess I flip a coin later.
We'll see what happens.
We see what happened. You, dear viewers on YouTube, you know what actually happened. I, right now, as I sit here, have no fucking clue what I'm going to do tomorrow.
That's Future Max's problem.
That is Future Max. Fuck that dude.
Ataco said I would regularly try to eat sand when I was around 5 or 6.
I mean, sand is fine.
But the part of that sentence that's concerning to me is regularly. What gave you unfettered access to sand?
I mean,
kindergarten.
If it was in a sandbox,
yeah.
that feels like...
Oh, no.
I mean, that's one way to
that's
build
the
your immune
worst
system.
Sand.
We had a sandbox in our garden when I was a child, so I probably ate a lot of sand over my youth.
That explains so much about you, if that's why.
I'm not sure how this works. Sand is just calcium?
I mean...
How does what does a consumption of calcium or whatever
well,
is
you
explain?
see, there's the fact that there might be neighbor cats coming over to shit in it.
Yeah.
So I'm full of shit. Yeah, I mean, that explains that.
Exactly.
But then again, I'm also full of shit every morning before the bathroom round.
Okay.
This is a highbrow episode.
So in the pre-show we had people at like, if you're actively pooping on stream, that reminded you to post shit on Blue Sky, and now this.
I never told Twitter that we live. Did anybody tell anyone?
No.
Why?
Okay.
Why would I go?
Tell Twitter?
Why would I tell
not Twitter,
cesspool?
but by Blue.
My phone's dead.
Okay, that's fair. It happens.
But hello, we're back on Couch Coon, with Denim.
So right, there's a guest.
Hi, I'm here too. I'm actually always here, just not on camera.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Yes.
Oh no, I have not prepared a guest page. No, I forgot something.
Just pull
I'm
out,
always here except when I'm not.
Just pull out the pause. That's what you are.
Yeah, that is actually, by now you actually have a valid explanation who you are, what you do, and why people should care. And also, did this work? Whoa, that did not work.
Me.
That is not you.
That's me.
That is you. Have you posted any of those? You have
not yet.
Nothing. I mean,
not yet.
Wow, you have posted very little on Blue Sky.
I mostly just reflap.
Reflap.
As
So,
you guys have coined.
Exactly.
Currently. I still need to start a new one where I want to share all the in-progress pics and stuff of stuff like this.
Yay! So now I guess... Wait, if you start a new one, then maybe showing your regular Blue Sky...
Sneak peek! Woo! I mean, they can follow that one too, because that's going to be my personal one still.
Exactly. So, but yeah. So why should people care?
'Cause I'm here, and if you ever hear sneezing or coughing in the background of other episodes, that's usually me. As well as awkward clunk noises of my chair shifting around, that's me as well. So that's that mystery solved. And also I'm working on being an amateur fursuit maker. So...
A professional amateur.
Well, first amateur, and that'll work my way up to professional.
Profamateur.
Exactly.
Yes, something. in
By
that regards.
the name of. Oh wait, it should.
I haven't decided yet.
Okay,
I
never
haven't
mind.
made up my mind yet, so I won't.
Okay,
Untitled Fursuit Project.
I haven't come up with a
Exactly.
name for it yet. That's
Yeah.
still in progress, which is why I
So,
haven't started a
yeah,
secondary
that's fair.
social media for
I
it.
mean, you had a top contender recently, but
Yeah,
it's
but
still
still
okay.
workshopping it.
Fair. So yeah, follow for Mitch. There is Blue Sky. Follow that Blue Sky to find out about
The other blue
exactly
sky.
the other Blue Sky when it comes.
But yes, so
So
it is. So we. Should we just get into media because we've all just kind of coexisted for the past week?
That's true.
That's true. And you've been hyper fixated on a game.
For the past couple of months.
that is how we are starting this.
That's how we're transitioning.
That is how we are transitioning.
So
I
yeah,
hope that worked.
I'm
Yeah, it did.
technically late to this train. This game was released in 2022, I believe. Called
There we go again.
There has to be a better way than you making those sounds.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a better way.
Move, shift your around the camera.
You sound like you're about what's the song? It's literally called War, like war.
Ooh,
What
Ah.
is it good for?
absolutely
Is that
nothing.
why you wanted me to sit in the middle so you could still see the screen and move around more easily?
Oh no, the moving is just to help the mouse to do it.
You know, it's like when you're playing Mario Kart and
Exactly.
you physically lean yourself as if that helps.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
It's easier to
This
go
is
around
literally
curves
what
that
I'm
way.
doing to help the mouse transition the screens because it needs some kind of.
Totally.
I can't
Bump.
judge because I have had people say that if they observe me when I'm at like a movie theater or a thing with a big screen, they see that when a character jumps, I basically lift up my head like someone's throwing something in front of me.
I must not look. There's so many spoilers.
But yeah, there's a game that's being a trailer that's over here right now. So I was a teenage exocolonist. It's qualified, I think, technically as a cozy game. It's sort of a raising sim.
Cozy's relative.
It is very relative. People
yeah.
throw cozy around way too much these days, in my opinion. But yeah, it's basically a story-rich game where you are, as it implies from the name, you're part of a group of humans that traveled 20 years through space to reach a new planet to try to colonize it. So, exo-colonist. And you were born on the ship, so you were literally going through your formative years on this new planet. So it, of course, has classic themes of, like, people versus nature and stuff like that. And there's a lot of environmentalism themes that come into play. But the story is really rich, really good. And what hooked me is that your decisions do have an effect. Like,
They will remember it.
They will. And
And
there's
not,
also...
and not in the cheap out. What was the game studio that shut down that had all the Wolf Among Us people? Batman, Telltale. It's not the shitty Telltale way where it's like, oh, your decisions actually didn't really matter.
Or the infamous Mass Effect 3 ending, where all of the story richness denses down to 3 endings.
There's multiple endings in this game, so there's a lot of replayability, because there's also, without spoiling too much, there's an in-game mechanics/narrative element that actively encourages you to replay it in order to do some things differently. It's sort of adjacent to a time loop, but not exactly a time loop. But yeah, so makes it really interesting. Yes, question over there in the back with the hair.
Hello. Is there what's the gameplay mechanic that makes you dye your hair 3 different colors?
Oh, that's just natural hair color.
Allegedly,
in
you're
this game.
born with that. Your father in this game has green hair, you see, and there's this one CG. It's a close-up shot where you can even see the hair on his knuckles, and they are also green. So apparently, unnatural hair
It's
colors
the
are just
future.
That's where my
It's the future.
suspension of disbelief ends.
Okay, so also one of the core mechanics of the character creation of this game is you at the beginning of the game you get to pick out what thing your parents picked out for you as a genetic augmentation.
Oh, so you're a test tube baby.
No, it explicitly states that you were born the old-fashioned way by your parents blending their cultures.
fusion dance.
Something like that. And there is mention of, you have the option of donating genetic material for other future generations.
So a sperm bank.
Except that it's a female character that is a state.
Egg bank.
Although, wait, no, I think. Anyway, I can't go into that because that's spoilers.
Banks of material.
But
yes.
Just saying the genetic things that can be done.
So your character can start out with a genetic augmentation. You and all of your friends have some kind of genetic augmentation that their parents picked out for them. So you can choose to focus on like strength because you have eagle eyes or you have a sixth finger or something like that. And some of your friends have augmentations like dog ears.
Oh, that's amazing.
There is a little furry in this game.
He's literally just a furry.
Game of
so
the
many
year.
ways. The people the devs of this game are clearly nerds.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of culture references. There's an anime fan character. There's an asshole character I won't go into because he's something. I mean, kudos to them if you get close to this character. You can see that there is a human underneath all this anger issues and problematic bullshit. But honestly, sometimes getting to that point is not worth the effort. If I knew this person in real life, I probably would not make it.
It's like Audrey and Honey Pop, where it's like I could romance you, but you're so awful.
Yeah, but Ori is fun to hate. This character is just hate.
Yeah.
It's like there is literally to be friends.
But I love all the other characters.
Yeah. I mean, in Honey Pop, you are a horrific being to begin with, and accordingly, I mean, for people who don't know Honey Pop, you basically change your personality for every girl you interact with, and you go from one girl immediately to the next one.
It's douchebag simulator.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You are just telling each girl what they want to hear, including Audrey, and therefore you are a monster, so it's okay to interact with this other monster. For this game, which is like so not subtly left-leaning, it's like you are literally the child of a hippy-dippy colony who wants to get away from the suppressive
Spoilers.
True,
You don't
but
learn
yeah,
that till later.
hippy-dippy child.
Okay.
So I believe for people to play this game long, people who would like this character would never be able to play this game long enough to even meet him. So there are literal like guides and forums online. So
how to befriend this character without compromising your morality.
The guy.
There's a guide on Steam.
I think I know what character I will pursue when I play this game.
Good
luck.
Yeah, good luck.
It's not easy. I did a playthrough where I finally did it. Haven't mentioned, there is a romance element to this game. You can flirt and romance with your peers of similar age. However...
And sometimes even some...
What's different from I guess it's starting becoming more of a trend to be more progressive, I guess is a way to put it. It's basically assumed that all characters are effectively pan. They have no preferences towards the main character regarding your character's gender.
I mean, that seems to be a very often thing in dating sims nowadays anyways.
However, instead, there are characters who have preferences towards monogamy or polyamory.
Ah, okay.
So there are a couple of canonically polyamorous characters who quote, don't mind sharing.
Hell yeah! No need
so
to get the Stardew mods out.
You can get into a polycule in this game.
But not with everybody.
There are some characters who will be like, no, I'm not comfortable with that.
Game of the year.
So you have to decide if you want to be open relationship or closed relationship, if you want that character or not.
When is this?
2022.
I do love Charlie and Odie being like, what in the woke bullshit is this? Ew, woke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And also, so it's Baldur's Gate 3 without the combat.
Basically. Oh, that's the other thing. That's the
builder.
It's a deck building game. Is the core game mechanic of it. You run around on a map, and then you get into challenges where you have to play cards based on memories.
You just lost me.
Okay, to be fair, I'm not a big fan of deck builders either, but it's enough of a deck builder light that I can still cope with it. And it has a mode where if you just want to enjoy the story, you can turn the challenges off completely. Or if you like that, then you can turn it up to hard mode and play the hard version.
Okay. I like the slider aspect of that.
Yes. Oh, speaking of the...
Ew, cards and reading. So we found a game you won't like, Attaco.
Yeah, there's a lot of reading. If you don't like reading, you won't like this game. Sorry.
I don't like reading, but I like the game. So it could be worse.
Well, there you go.
Well, there you go.
I will say that one kind of funny thing that's a little bit... They tried to be progressive on it, but the way they implemented it is a little bit funny, is with the gender selection. You can at any time change your character's gender presentation or their pronouns.
Okay.
They have a slider for this, but it's a lie. There's only 3 settings on each of them. There's no point to the slider. It's either this side,
How
middle,
would you
that
implement
side.
it? I'm like if there was actual sliding things, like would it just be how far along you are in like your hormones?
Effectively, it only has an effect on your character's appearance when they are in their late teens, and that is only an effect on their hair length and eyelash length. And it's not even very good.
Okay, I'm just
I
gonna,
appreciate the effort, but the implementation's a little
say,
weird.
for something that it has so many progressive elements to it, them going just 80s cartoon, slap eyelashes and longer hair.
They tried.
And I mean, the supporting cast are all very clearly one or the other, except if they're neither.
There's a character there's one of the dateable characters that's they, them. There's a dateable character that is canonically trans. There's like some NPCs that are canonically polyamorous or they, them, non-binary, and those are among the older characters that you can't date. But also with the main character, it's like they tried. It didn't quite land, in my opinion, but they made some efforts. There's also a scene where, because you're going through your formative teenage years, where you're of course going through puberty talk. And you can choose, regardless of what pronouns or whatever you've chosen, which this element of the puberty talk is most relevant to you. One, of course, is feminine leaning, one, of course, is masculine leaning, and then there's a third one where you say, I'm basically just a doll down there.
Sure.
So...
I have one more question.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Is the thing on their face blush, or did they...
I guess this is supposed to be a dramatic shadow.
Yeah,
okay.
That's just the shading.
I have thoughts on that. Why is it red? But
yes.
But
I guess since we brought up the art, there's also all of the cards for the memory stuff for the deck building have unique little bits of art, and most all of them are drawn by different artists, but each one has a little credit for the respective artist of that picture.
Well, that's good.
So in the game, they credit all the different artists who worked on it. So yeah. It's not a perfect game by any means. There's some little things here and there as well, and some game mechanics are a little bit
So are you a teenager the entire time?
Yes.
Oh, ew.
It starts from when you first land, when you're 10 years old on this, and you land on the planet, and then you play till your 20th birthday.
Okay, so yeah, in the most relative of terms, you're a teenager the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Teen or preteen.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if I would count 19 as a teen, besides just what the number is.
Yeah.
Only a numerical value is still a teen.
But yeah.
I mean, it's also like, what is the creating duo from? They are... Do we know where they are from? I believe they were not American, right?
I think they were Canadian.
Oh, okay, then still a mostly English-speaking country, so they should share
the main devs of this are a couple that makes the games together. It's mostly the two of them. But there's lots of other people in the credits, so I don't know exactly.
Well, there you go.
I don't remember exactly what's going on with the devs.
Be a teenage exocolonist.
But yeah, I have also... started playing the game. I'm still in my... See, if I don't do the moaning and pooping noises, it is doing even more, having even more trouble to get.
You still did a grunt, though.
A little bit, but it wasn't strong enough, so it had trouble switching screens. But yeah, I have also...
So, who's next? Who wants to do some more media, too?
Or just wanted to... I have also started playing it. Haven't finished my first playthrough yet, and I'm enjoying it too, very much. So, the 2 recommendations. Who should not play it? If you don't like live sims or...
apparently Enigma's not going to play it.
Card collectors, or if you are Enigma. If you don't like audiobooks, apparently.
If you don't like Terraria, don't play this. Just cause.
Yep.
Just not because there are any similarities between this game and Terraria, but apparently they just don't share a target demographic.
Oh, Charlie saying a German enjoying a deck building game. Now that's a surprise.
No, but or if you are.
Is there a gameplay trailer you can put on to like demonstrate?
I already gameplay trailer specifically. Let's see if there is one. Exocolonist review.
I mean, you could just look up gameplay trailer.
Yeah, but a review could also have game. I guess I could do.
Yeah, but a review might also have someone else's pictures and stuff.
I am.
When do we ever promote other?
Oh no, I was
work
right. I was.
Just look up.
Teenage
Yeah. Just
Teenage Exocolonist.
Oh yeah, that's the other. Okay, don't play this game
gameplay.
if you don't want the song "Teenage Dirtbag" getting stuck in your head constantly because of the similarity in the
Because
name.
I was teenage.
I didn't have this I didn't have this up until now at all.
Oh.
If it's
Just
now
a
starting,
Just me?
yes.
Just me.
If it's now starting, I blame you.
It constantly gets stuck in my head.
Okay,
Well,
this is.
at least the title screen music goes hard.
Oh yeah, the title
Sorry.
screen knows it
Yeah.
go fast. Launch date.
Launch trailer.
Launch trailer. That could be the
That
same
just shows
one.
Do we need to put on a gameplay
Is this
trailer
something
for
different?
when we're basically done talking about the game?
Maybe.
I just want to show what I mean by the deck building element. Just so people
Okay.
can see what the heck I'm talking about. That's the intro scene.
Yeah.
There's your mom.
there's a little bit of deck building.
That's the main character's mom.
Okay,
Here's
yeah.
the card system, kind of.
And then you build up points by ordering them smartly.
And then you have all your stats.
Oh yeah, I remember
You
right.
run
The
around.
stats
There's
rising
this cute
that
little
fast.
multi-hair color.
Oh, he's getting older.
Multicolored
He's
hair
getting
team.
older. Well, somebody
You have all
likes
your
this.
friends. This is apparently the second most popular character.
Huh.
At least based on the number of people that have the achievement. And
We
it's
get
full of
more-
exofauna. Oh yeah, it can be a little bit Game of Thronesy that there are some characters that can die.
Yup.
The main page has the like content warnings that you can look over
Yeah.
if you're worried about any
So
content stuff.
that is no longer gameplay. So who goes next?
Do you want to go next?
Or do you want to talk? Because you couldn't talk much about the Exo game.
That's true. So I can talk about a thing that only I can talk about.
Literally.
Though I just realized I could have also brought up Invincible Fight Girl because we just finished that too.
You
but
could. And I didn't bring my pen and... Do you have a pen and a piece of paper for taking notes
Yes.
for... Thank you.
But I will talk about this one instead.
Yeah.
I will talk about Invincible Fight Girl another time
That sounds about right.
because it's very good.
It is.
And everyone should go watch it, especially if you like stuff like Baki and ridiculous like fighting show and animes. But so they can see what's on screen right now, right?
Yeah, they should. I mean...
Oh yeah, they can.
Okay.
Okay. No, I just have it scrolled down because I don't like looking at myself.
Thank you. Excellent.
But yes. So what I am talking. Please. Okay. Okay, now I can focus. So what I'm going to talk about is something that I've been hyper fixated on for like a month, which is this musical concept album called Epic, which is a musical version of the Odyssey. You know, the thing that some people read in school or on their own time, if they are mythology files like myself. How dare you say this is Moana 3 concept art? How dare you? But no, what is Epic? I mean, it's the Odyssey. It's the story of Odysseus after, you know, after being at war, trying to get back home to his wife Penelope and all the misadventures with the gods that comes with it in a 20-year journey. And this guy on TikTok named Jorge was basically like, I'm going to write a musical about it. And he cast all the people through TikTok. This is like, this musical would not have existed without TikTok, which I think is amazing and shows the inter-community aspect of it. And yeah, there's 9 sagas that have been done over the course of 5 years, I think, at this point, because I think he started this before the pandemic. And it just finished. The Ithaca saga released, like, I think December, and now it's finally done. And it's so good. Like, I think... it's very hard to pitch an album musical to people because there's no... Unless you are like, here's a playlist of animatics of every fucking song. Because there's no dialogue in between. It's like Hamilton. It's all music. And it's hard to pitch that to people. Because people are very visual oriented. And if you don't jingle keys in front of them, there's quite a few people who are going to be like, I can't get into it because I have trouble processing lyrics and all this kind of stuff.
I mean, how long is the whole thing?
The whole, like, each saga is around, like, maybe 20 minutes to a half hour. No, not even then. Like, I think the sagas all average out at about 5 songs. So 5 songs, each song averages like 3 to 4 minutes. So I know that the full listening party that is like 2.5, like an actual play, it's like 2.5 hours, like Hamilton.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the full album of all the sagas together is probably around 2.5 hours. And so you can listen to it as one big playlist, and it's all narratively connected. It is not hard to follow. It's as hard to follow as reading the Odyssey, I guess, but it's even more simplified. And also the fandom provides many things. Like, if you just look up any song from Epic, there's probably 20 animatics of it. So if you need the key jingling, you are not without. But I love it so much. Every singer does a fantastic job. And the lyrics are just so good. And as someone who loves returning musical motifs and reprises and all this kind of stuff, there's just so many things where it's like, oh, wait, these notes and this, like, chord progression from this song is now being reused in this song and all this. And it's just like, oh, it's so good. And then you listen to the songs and you're kind of like, oh, wait, like, oh, Odysseus actually did this because of this. And it's just so good. I think one of my favorite things is that one of the last songs of the musical has Penelope saying, like, how long she's been waiting, and she repeats the word waiting, I think, like, 9 times, representing the 9 sagas. So it's just like, only theater kids can have that level of minute detail that no one will notice unless you are also a theater kid. Also, I highly encourage people to just go to any of the cast members' like YouTubes or TikToks, because when they were in Ithaca, they were just all making content together of just like little shorts and stuff, they are all giant fucking dorks.
I'm not surprised.
Like, they are especially the guy who plays Hermes. He is entirely his character. And he's violently himself, and it's so funny. I think, like, my favorite thing was that, they had the actor for Zeus, the actor for Hermes, and the actor for Ares, and Hermes and Zeus were all just, like, hanging out, being like, yes, son, all this kind of stuff, and Ares keeps coming in being like, I want to be a part of this too, and Zeus just keeps glaring at him until he leaves, like he's the Meg of the situation, and it's so fucking funny. But no, I just really recommend this to anyone. I think people will like it even if you're not like a big musical person. And I think that's because there's no dialogue in it. It is just songs. So you could probably just put it on as a playlist and be like, okay, I'm vibing. There's not the level of narrative investment you have to do than when you're watching like a pro shot of a play or something.
Doesn't that make it an opera?
Yes, it is basically an opera.
Okay.
I mean, Hamilton is also an opera.
Yeah, I would say.
And this is very inspired by Hamilton. A lot of people say that how Jorge, when he does a lot of his speaking as Odysseus, sometimes it's like, oh, you're just white Hamilton. Well, white Lynn. I was about
to say, like, historical Hamilton.
Even though, no, I don't I don't know what Jorge is. I mean, his name is Jorge, so probably something in there, like Jorge Riviera, but I don't know. But either way, I will say one of my other favorite things is when the characters all have canonical designs, because if you watch The Listening Party, he does commission people to do animatics of certain bits of the songs, and a lot of them look like they're actors. And it's a stupid thing that I find funny. There's one character named Polites, which is a member of Odysseus's crew. And because the guy who plays him has glasses, everyone draws him with glasses, which is just really funny because he's the only fucking character with glasses in the entire... Well, okay, some people draw Hermes with sunglasses, but that doesn't count. I'm talking about prescription Buddy Holly looking glasses, and I'm like, that did not exist in Greek.
Are you sure they're prescription? Maybe they're just for fashion.
I would argue that would make even less sense. But
Science possible.
I really recommend it, and everyone will have their favorite saga and have their discussions about it. People will get to the part with Calypso and then have arguments on whether she's a tragic character or a piece of shit. Everyone's going to have their discourses. But I really recommend it, and I want more people to listen to it so I can just have more people to commiserate about it with. And the best entry point maybe would be to look up Neil Illustration's animatics of God Games and Rooflessness, because they are two of the best looking ones.
That was the ones that played before. Okay.
Yes. But I just need people. I need people to watch the things I watch. People need to be. If more people were theater kids, people would be happier. There's no bigger escapism than singing songs. But yeah, that's my...
That sounds like... There's a phenomenal segue in there. You see, if you want to be able to talk to people about the stuff that you watch and they watch, you want to have some watching media consumption experiences to share with people, you know what you should do? You should watch more mainstream stuff. And ironically, you actually haven't watched this one, so you need me to tell you about Squid Game.
Yes, I will say the reason I watched the first 2 episodes, and this was around the time that everything was going to shit in the world, and I was just kind of exhausted of everyone being sad. So I was like...
So a show about shit going on and everybody being sad was not what you were looking for?
No.
Oh.
The people in pink lied to me.
No, they're kind of honest. They withheld certain aspects of the truth about consequences. They are like, hey, you come here, you play a game, you get money if you win. They didn't mention what the losing conditions are. Mm-hmm. Spoilers, you die. I mean, if you haven't figured that out by now, that the people in Squid Game die when they do bad, then
Content warning: violence, blood, etc.
Death, robots.
So
not so much robots. Just the one girl.
But yeah. To probably give a little bit of a run back on, or to give a little bit of an overview of Squid Game. So yeah, as mentioned, the thing is that people, specifically desperate people, and I just noticed it's a German trailer.
Yep.
That desperate people are in specifically financially desperate situations get found out and recruited on the Korean streets. Mm-hmm. And through already some really weird games. This is kind of the introduction of the people in universe, and therefore I guess this is not too much of a spoiler. That how you get introduced to the game is you're already desperate, you have a desperate look about you, and then you get addressed by a guy in the subway who is like, hey, let's play this Korean children's game. I don't know. You have one thing on the floor, you throw another thing on it, and when it flips over, then you score the point kind of thing.
I will admit, Enigma just put a great thing. You fail at playing Tiddlywinks, you cease your existence.
Yeah,
that's essentially the what's it called? The dual gun, the sugar thing.
Ah, okay.
I mean, because that is also just a game that people do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all like that's the one thing that all the children's games featured in it are Korean children's games. So most of them are not really known to.
And Tug of War.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That one was the one that came to mind.
Red light, green light. It's like
okay, that one is also known.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Some of them are more universal than others.
But the titular Squid Game is apparently a Korean kindergarten game, which they play on the school ground. So there is an actual game called the Squid Game. But yeah, so they get recruited by being like, hey, let's play this child's game. If you score, I get, if you lose, I get to slap you in the face. If you score, you get 10,000 won from me, which is, I don't know, through which you have to divide it, like...
do the conversion
you still get it's still a solid amount for money.
$100, I think.
Yeah, for getting a slapped in the face, if you're desperate, this is an okay deal. And so the people who play it are basically proven to be desperate enough. And then they get recruited to the main game, where they then get knocked out, stripped, put into those beautiful green jumpsuits, and shipped to the game, where, as we saw in the trailer earlier, the first one is red light, green light. And if you move, when the puppet turns around, you're dead. You get sniped. So that is everybody's introduction in this game. And it's a lot about... specifically... critical of the wealth imbalance and treatment of poor people in South Korea, but I dare to say that the overall themes are not exclusive to South Korea, but are relevant. Yeah, basically are relevant in any nation with a wealth imbalance, usually driven by capitalism, and it's also later new characters get introduced kind of as the benefactors of those games, who are apparently just very rich Caucasian dudes who speak English, even in the original version. Subtlety is not this show's strong suit. There can probably also, as a little bit of a red flag, be said something about the acting, where I speculated after we watched the second season, it was fresh in mind. I was like, okay, I'm not sure if it is the dub, which is just making them sound all very weird.
To clarify, we watched it dubbed in German.
Oh yeah, that on top of it, right. But yeah, I'm not sure if it is the dub, but there's also the weird overacting, especially of funny characters.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, looking at it, and I'm like, you have this overall very, very serious show, and then you have comic relief characters who act like complete buffoons and clowns. You do also
have to kind of, it's why some people think that dub acting is hokey in a lot of like dubbing Japanese things, because the acting conventions in other countries, because of how the languages work and how how Western media presents subtleties and how things act are not the same in Eastern countries. It's kind of like that. It's probably why I've heard a lot of people say to watch Squid Game in its original language with subtitles, because there is certain nuances and and proclivities in acting that's only represented
in its original
form, and it makes sense coming from the original tongue. I remember that in weird example, but follow me here, when they had to dub the Sonic Adventure games, because Sega was very particular. They were like, you have to keep the onomatopoeia speaking that is prevalent in Japanese language. but sounds really stupid when an English person says it. But
You have to go kapow.
But when you listen to it in the original Japanese language, it's okay, it sounds fine. It's just how we have our sensibilities with how we talk and how we act is just not, there is a cultural difference to it.
Yeah.
That would have been my second one. Like, no, there is the dubbing. There is there might just be really a cultural difference, and which comes to acting as well as writing. Because again, then there are also comic relief characters who don't really fit at all in that world. They are super goofy. Like,
so are you talking about this season 2 yet, or are you
yeah,
still
but on season 1, but the character in season 2 reminded me
Yes.
of it. Like,
Yeah.
you know
That's
who
why
I'm
I wanted
talking
you to
about.
specify.
Yes.
You hadn't really gotten into the second season.
Exactly. No, but there was, but yeah, there is in specifically season 2, potentially even season 1, and I forgot, a character who is comic relief, but he is so over the top goofy, and he has a certain level of authority and responsibility. That it doesn't in universe make any sense that you would have this kind of a doofus in this kind of a position. But yeah, so to come to have this disclaimer out of the way. The rest of Squid Game then follows with specifically one protagonist character, who is kind of he is the one with whom the series starts out. There is a few side characters who also get spotlight and even get followed by their own camera crew. I mean, it's not reality TV, but they get spotlight, things to be done. They get their own story arcs and stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, like most game show
Ensemble.
things, I mean, just even with game shows, like, you notice when you watch Survivor, there are some of them where they're like, you're focusing more on this guy than others.
Yeah, but there's almost Squid Game goes into a little bit of a last man standing situation, so don't get too attached to too many characters. Just saying. So just because
So
a
how
character...
is there a season 2, Max?
Exactly. That was leading in why I'm talking today about Squid Game.
Well, given
How
that
and-
I do want to rewatch this show,
Yes.
you can talk about season 2. I need to.
But, okay.
I don't want to even get a hint of spoil.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Because I know what happens in season 1.
Okay, and yet here I'm answering your question. So I guess I still turn on the spoiler warning for all the ones who are...
Whoop, you broke it.
I broke it. Oh no. Oh no. For the 4 screens, I don't have a spoiler screen. So, how do you simulate spoilers? Okay. Jacob Horse is now the spoiler horse. As long as I'm holding Jacob Horse, I'm talking spoilers. Got this? Good. So only when I put Jacob Horse back behind me are the spoilers over. So spoilers, not for all of season 2, but if you want to get into it, spoiler back. So, generally, I would recommend Squid Game to watch. If you haven't seen it, I would also highly recommend to mute while Spoiler Horse comes up. Because, to answer the question, how do we go from season 1 to season 2? How can there be a season 2? Since, season 1 was pretty much a standalone, so a lot of stuff in it got resolved. To answer that question, don't stay tuned for the spoiler. Stay muted. So, now to talk about how can there be a season 2. Spoiler horse. Mute now. The thing is that our sole survivor from the end of the first season basically witnesses that the recruiting for the games is going on. He has won. He is rich now. He basically lives a good life.
He saw the. He's.
Yeah.
Still
I mean,
spoilers?
there is technically there's a spoiler horse. As long as the spoiler horse is
Yeah,
up, I'm talking spoilers.
The spoiler tag is broken.
So your decision how you want to handle that. But at the moment there's a spoiler horse on screen.
The spoiler tag is broken.
Yeah, there is none for 4 screens. We barely ever use 4 screens, so I haven't set it up this way. Anyway, spoiler talk to get this horse back to its usual seat. So yeah, you can go la 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 with your fingers in your ears. That's just, whatever works for you. But yeah, so he basically won the game and is now rich. So there is actually already a cliffhanger at the end of the first season. He witnesses the recruiting still going on and is like, he's on his way to a good new life, leaving all of this behind him, and he sees this and he is like, no, I gotta bring you down. And he does a 180 and moves, and that's basically where the first season starts. So the game gets repeated because there are still rich people who are monsters to poor people. And
by the way, you might want to lower that a little bit just because it's between you and the microphone.
Oh, hi!
Dampening your audio.
I mean, this is probably helping with spoiler talk. But yeah, then it's officially still up. It's just down, but it's up. Yeah, so that is basically the... Oh yeah, that helps too. But it's still up. It's still up. That is the premise. The premise is basically in the... The premise is basically in the cliffhanger from the end of the first season. It picks up directly where the season starts, except for maybe a small hint. It picks up a couple of years later, so that's the airing. Now, the first season basically took place when it aired in 2021. And and the new season is now taking place now. So that's why they had to come up with some ideas to create a little bit of a time gap. So, but that's how there is a season 2. Okay. Spoilers over.
I was the most impressive thing as a camera crew you was receiving.
I was watching. You had that lovely bread beard going on there.
Oh yeah, I removed my legs on the other direction, didn't I?
Yep.
I should have done this again. But yeah, so and as I said, Squid Game. If you are into very social critical discomfort entertainment or a discomfort show, because it is most certainly not an enjoyable show. I mean, enjoy is relative. No? It is.
It's engaging.
I was about to say, we were sitting there glued to it like, one more episode? Oh, God, I need to know where this keeps going. So there is definitely an excitement to it, but it's not a pleasant experience.
Yeah,
so
it definitely makes you feel sad.
Yeah. So,
watch Invincible Fight Girl after it.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe now, as a palate cleanser, there is a... What is the time? Yeah, the time is fine.
But to just tell the chat what I was doing while I had... So I had my fingers in my ears, and I was like, I want something to fill my belly. And there was one slice of bread left in a bread bag. So I while having the fingers in my ear, unwrapped the bread bag. And I did have, like, a point where I just kind of looked like this. Having my fingers in my ear, holding the bread. So if you saw her smiling, it was looking at the cryptid that appeared in the background.
The breadling.
The breadling.
For once, the one crinkling stuff off camera was not me.
True.
The bread walker.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a palate cleanser. We all have a shared media.
Yes, because we watched it together just yesterday. You might have heard of it. It's a sequel, so it has a bunch of very colorful characters in it.
It's a sequel of a sequel.
We're back by really popular demand.
Apparently. But most importantly, it has John Wick in it.
Yeah, yes it does.
Yeah,
it has
it does.
John Wick being the most emo he can be.
So edgy.
The ultimate red and black OC.
Yep.
Shadow the Hedgehog. But yes, I already saw the movie in America already, so this was my second time seeing it in theaters. Had just as good of a time.
Yes.
Glad to hear.
Even better of a time, because there wasn't a kid screaming during it.
good.
There was just kids excitedly saying things at moments that they should be excitedly saying things.
Excellent.
Including one moment that I can't say because it is an after credit scene. But if you know, you know. But, so, I think out of the three of us, I'm probably the biggest Sonic fan. In that I've actually played Sonic games, and I actively like these movies, and I'm not very critical about them.
I like the movies. I didn't play Sonic as a kid, not familiar with the lore.
Wait, oh, this is my phone that's going. Okay.
But...
Colorful character go wee.
Well, not in that scene.
Well, okay, that's true.
Colorful character gets wrist broken.
Yeah.
But yes. So I am going to be very positive about this movie. Mm-hmm. So if there's critical things about this movie, it's not going to be said by me.
You're looking at the quote you saw the other day?
So to quote Jolly Jack, also known as Philip M. Jackson. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Am I glad I saw it? Yes. Will I ever watch it again? Probably. Is it good? No.
That's a lie.
But they have all been kind of crappy, mostly because of the filmmakers' baffling belief that anyone gives a shit about the human characters. Not counting Robotnik, obviously. He's a cartoon character.
What a needlessly mean opinion. I thought Maddie and Donut Lord were fine in this movie. They were barely in it. They've been reducing how long the human characters are in this a lot.
Thankfully.
Yeah. And also, like, most of the humans in this movie are Gerald, Robotnik, and Agent Stone.
Again,
all characters
they
people
don't count
widely
because they're basically cartoon characters at this point.
Yes, I'm just kind of like, what? So the movie's bad because of 5 minutes of Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady? A collective 5 minutes?
I mean, I wouldn't know if I would have put it that.
Also, just saying that each movie is crappy is just a really, like, I don't think I agree. Especially not with Sonic 3. Sonic 3 is the best one out of the three.
As you preposition, you are going to be the most positive voice for sure. Or very positive. I'm not sure if the most positive...
also the ending of the third act of this movie would not happen if Tom wasn't in the third act.
Well, yes.
That's true.
That's true.
Like, they actually had narrative importance in this movie.
But yeah, one thing that I actually... after thinking a little bit about it, after watching it, was pointed out or came to a realization was that the weird thing is that you have this movie with this cast of very unrealistic, colorful CGI cartoon characters, and yet it is usually the humans on screen, again, not counting Robotnik, who are the least convincing to me. The voice acting behind Sonic, Tails, Shadow, Knuckles, peak. I believe all of those 4 CGI creatures on screen. I believe them. I completely buy them. And then you have those weird, funny shenanigans with other humans. Where I'm always like, that feels weird. That this should not be the part that breaks the immersion. Like, no, there are events happening while the Donut Lord and
Tom
wife, and Maddie. Tom and Maddie have their own thing going on while the Sonics are doing their thing, and I guess minor spoiler for a minor joke. So they talk about how they got into a lot of hobbies in the meantime.
Yes.
And like to an extent where basically their entire house is full of all those hobbies.
This scene is 2 minutes long.
Yeah, but it's also like they were maybe by themselves for like 2 days, 3 days.
We don't know how much time has actually passed.
We don't know, but there's nothing that suggests that it's longer, much longer than that, especially since there is literal teleporting in this game. A movie.
It seems like such a needless criticism. They've just been on world-saving adventures for the past two. The whole joke is the fact that they realize, oh wait, we're kind of hooked on saving the world. So if we don't have that to do, life is extremely fucking boring.
Yeah,
Yes,
I get that
we
joke.
get it.
But how is everything covered in knitted things?
It's called a comedy. It's cartoony.
And I laughed for most of the time, except for the jokes
I
involving
enjoyed
humans.
the sweater. But the sweater's
What
took
about
a
little
long...
Tom?
But that took a long time to make. Yeah, there are some little moments of where the suspension of disbelief was a bit tricky.
And ironically, it's not about all the supernatural things.
Okay, you've said your critiques. What about things you like about the movie?
There's John Wick in it.
Jim Carrey.
And he had a very...
Everything with Jim Carrey was good.
Yes.
Yes. Stone is also like... No.
I love... Agent Stone needs to be put into the games.
What-
because
Yes.
he is the Harley Quinn of
He
this
Yeah,
is
universe.
the Harley
exactly.
Quinn of this universe.
I love him and his toxic yaoi with Eggman.
Yeah.
Also, he has his phenomenally beautiful trimmed beard next to this literal mad scientist.
Yes.
Giant mustache.
Whose body hygiene is...
This is
Out
what
of
not giving
control.
a damn of what you think of me looks like. Oh God, I need these movies to keep happening just so Jim Carrey still has an acting career, because he says that he's only acting in these movies. So if that's the sacrifice that I need to make, is that there's a Sonic movie every few years for Jim Carrey to still do Carrey things, I'm fine with this, because God, he's still funny.
Oh yeah.
He's still this is probably the funniest he's been in all the movies too, and that may be because there's two Jim Carreys on screen most of the time. Which is honestly my biggest critique is Keanu. I think his performance is a little bit lacking.
Honestly, I agree.
I think he could. There's some scenes, especially with Maria, where I'm like, I feel like even Shadow in the Games had more emotion in this.
Yeah.
And like, some would say too much, but I just feel like there's moments where like scenes where he should have been more human. Didn't feel like it. And I know maybe that's because they wanted Keanu to Keanu, but in Counterpoint, you have Idris Elba being Knuckles, and he's so much more emotive in this than he ever was in Sonic 2, and you could still tell, oh, okay, this is Idris Elba being Idris Elba, but a funny Idris Elba. Like, it's not impossible to... Idris is the example of the celebrity being a character, while Keanu is Keanu Reeves playing Shadow. Like, Jim Carrey as Eggman is Eggman. It's just also that Eggman is Jim Carrey. Like, there's a symbiotic thing here. But, like, I don't know. I just kind of am like... If I had to make a critique, I think it would be Keanu's voice acting. But Keanu is also not a voice actor.
Yeah.
At least Ben Schwartz and Idris have voice actors in things, and Colleen O'Shaughnessy is Tails in the video game, so it's just her doing her job.
Yeah.
So I see.
Yeah, I mean, they have been. I mean, Keanu's career was in general like before he got properly into action. I mean, he wasn't doing too well before Bill and Ted, or outside of Bill and Ted.
That's also the thing, is that I don't expect Shadow to be funny. He's not a funny character.
Yeah, but also not emoting a lot.
Yeah.
Keanu is not emoting a lot in general.
Yeah, which is weird because he does have the capability.
Oh yeah.
to. Like, he's not. He has, like, everyone knows him for John Wick, but like, watch any of his roles when he was younger. He has emotion. He has range. It's just that he kind of gets pigeonholed into being stoic.
Yeah.
Even though he's a general, and then it kind of becomes like the character is just, it's Adam West playing Adam West kind of thing, where it's like, oh, you're hiring Keanu to be Keanu. Like, you're hiring Nick Cage to be Nick Cage.
Yeah.
You know, like when he got hired for Spider-Verse, and like, you want me to go full Cage? Like, you know, that it's just that kind of thing, which is what I think they were picking him for with Shadow, which I don't hate. I like him as Shadow. Personally, everyone wanted Hayden Christensen, you know, Anakin Skywalker, to be Shadow, and I want to live in that timeline.
That's also not bad, yeah.
Anakin being Shadow would be so funny. But, like, you know,
I have one little side note.
Yes.
Though. After we got home from watching the movie later, I watched a couple of clips of, like, behind the scenes and interviews and stuff. And there was shots of Idris Elba in the recording studio booth, and he's wearing like him-sized Knuckles gloves.
I love
to deliver
that.
the lines.
Yeah.
He apparently really, that, you know, that's the one thing I can't
Perfect.
hate. Every actor in this movie adores being in this movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like even with some of the more hokey acting of the human actors, you can tell that they're at least like, they're having a good time.
I also found out the actress that played the lead person at Gun that we saw, that was like the woman. Huge Jim Carrey fan.
Oh.
She had to like keep it. She was telling in the interview that she had to keep it reined in, being able to work with him. It was like, he was my hero when I was growing up, and it's just so iconic for me. It's why I got into acting. But you know,
because I know her. What is she? What do you know her from?
I don't really know her from much. I know she isn't a notable actress.
Yeah.
But Lord knows that goes over my head. But then again, I'm the only real human actor that isn't Jim Carrey and Agent Stone that I know is James Marsden as Donut Lord, and that's because he's Corny Collins in Hairspray and the Prince from Enchanted.
I haven't seen either of those. So.
But no, like then you know there's a. And I only know Agent Stone before Sonic because he's a Twitch streamer. So, which is very funny.
What?
She's Jessica Jones.
Oh.
But also in Breaking Bad, is she the short-lived girlfriend?
The one with Jesse?
Yeah, is it?
Maybe, I don't know.
Let's see.
But like, also, here's the thing I really like about this movie. It does not just hold back that, you know what, we are a movie based off a video game with fun action scenes. Like, I don't care if it's fan service, the amount of times that they have motorcycle chases and people doing cool trick shots.
Fucking Akira slide.
Shadow with the gun. Or like the 3 times they use Live and Learn while Super Sonic and Super Shadow are fighting. It's like, I don't care if it's fan service. I am going to just shut up and enjoy the Nightcore. Like, it's just so unabashedly like, we are a Sonic movie. And you know what? I think this is a thing I've been enjoying more and more with just more movies being like violently themselves. Like, they don't need to hide the fact, they don't need to be ashamed of the fact of what they are. The thing I didn't like about the Mario movie is that sometimes I wondered if it liked the fact it was a Mario movie. Because they kind of watered down so many things that make it Mario Brothers. Like, people can criticize what the Minecraft movie is going to be. It seems like it enjoys the fact that they are in Minecraft.
Yeah, I have never played Minecraft, so I'm holding back critique on that until it comes out.
Yeah, the only thing about the Minecraft movie trailer, because now I have seen it recently a few
Even
times.
as a child, I yearned for the mines.
According to Odie, we need to end the stream now because he needs to go watch this movie because
Kristen Ritter's in it.
Because Kristen Ritter's
in it. I mean, when it's the next screening, you can at least, depending on when the next screening is, you have a few more minutes to watch.
Yeah.
So, but fair point. Like,
okay, bye guys.
See, it was worth looking up who she is.
Don't look at my phone. Look at the camera, Max.
Look at chat.
Look at chat.
Hi, chat the Woolpix.
Yeah.
Yes.
I learned a Pokemon name today.
At least the English name for it.
At least yes. But
I will not learn the German ones on top of it.
But no, it's just I just like the fact that this movie, it knows it's a Sonic movie. And that's the thing I liked about the first 2 movies, which may be the thing that a lot of people don't like about the movies, is that like you say stuff about suspension of disbelief and all these things, and I'm like, this is just Sonic. This is what Sonic is.
I mean, I'm fine with like the Oculus side. And I thought it was amusing the theme restaurant they went to. Let's say
Being the
Chow.
I love
That I thought was
it.
good.
Makes me sad though that means Chow are not going to exist in this thing outside of being an in-universe theme character, along with another one that's technically a spoiler. So I'm not going to say it, but there's another character from the Sonic Adventure games which they kind of confirm. Yeah, this is not how it works, but I was not surprised because everyone's an alien in this fucking series, so some things about specifically Shadow's story will not work adapting it to film, because the whole thing about Shadow is that he's supposed to be an artificial life form in the games that Gerald made because he was trying to figure out a way to cure Maria of her inexplicable I am a wooby character disease. And I also just... Where's Spoiler Horse? There's one... It's a small thing.
Okay, Spoiler Horse.
This is Spoiler Horse. I like the fact that when they're having the big scene of everyone running away and you see one of the gun people pointing their gun at Maria, that they actively have someone being like, why are you pointing it at her? She's a child. Given the fact that she dies by gunshot in the games. That's why everyone was making the memes of every Sonic fan in the audience clapping when the 10-year-old gets shot. And now she dies by explosion. I mean, they were also nicer to... I don't know if they were nicer to Gerald, because Gerald also gets shot in the games. He dies by firing squad. And the way he... guarantees his not return in the sequel is a lot more anticlimactic.
Wait,
okay, Spoiler Horse can go away now.
Okay. Whoop.
Thank you, Spoiler Horse. But no, I as a Sonic fan, I just had a smile on my face the entire movie. It got wider when Jim Carrey was on screen. Especially during the laser sequence. That sequence is worth the price of admission for the entire movie.
That is a pretty epic scene.
That and the VR scene.
Yes, I love the VR scene. I like that when we were leaving the theater, you were like, I don't believe that Jim Carrey was jumped into the Christmas tree. And I was like, but it is. That's the thing, he does all of his own stunts.
Gotta be so expensive to insure.
I think Jim Carrey just has his own insurance.
I guess. He's a famous enough actor. He might be able to afford it.
But also...
I would not be surprised if it at some point gets revealed that he is actually a producer of those movies, putting money in instead of getting paid.
Sonic 4 executive producer, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I also...
Surprised he
I love... My favorite genre of characters are characters that are goofy for most of the movie, and then... in the last 15 minutes has one of the hardest lines in the movie where it's like, Jesus Christ, what? That one hurt. There's a line that Gerald says to Ivo in the later part of the movie where I'm like, fuck me, man. That you might as well have stabbed him with one of the fucking hedgehog quills at that point.
Yeah, but yeah, to get back to the Shadow part, that was one small thing where I was like, as you pointed out, here he is
just another alien. Basically not really different from Sonic or Tails or Knuckles,
yet technically even not even canonically mentally developed older. He's probably also supposed to be on a similar level.
Yeah, I mean, the only big difference is that Sonic, and I can't remember how Tails and Knuckles entered in Sonic 2, but I know, Sonic entered through a ring. Meanwhile, Shadow just kind of asteroided onto the planet.
Yeah.
But yeah, why is he so leveled stronger? In the video games there is an explanation.
Well,
he was literally
he's
designed.
literally created by chaos energy. Here it's just kind of like, he just has a shit ton of it within him.
Yeah, he is.
And to the point that he has inhibitor bracelets, which they never that's a genuine criticism.
Yeah.
They make such a poignant scene of him taking off his little inhibitor
and there also
things.
are like close-ups on them every now and then. So
but you
they
never
are
see that him be given them, which is like, There has to be a deleted scene on the Blu-ray or something.
They must have left something out.
But yet it's at least at one point in the movie they refer to him as ultimate life form, and I'm like, on what basis in here he just happens to be a very strong alien?
Which where it is kind of like, so is there the implication? Because there can be the implication that there are 2 planets of hedgehogs. Wait. Where Sonic embodies one power and Shadow embodies the other. Which is kind of like in the games, because the whole thing with Shadow, when he gets the power of the Chaos Emeralds, or, the Master Emerald, he has Chaos control, so he can control Chaos. Meanwhile, Super Sonic is Super Sonic. So it's 2 different, so, yin and yang, blue Oni, red Oni, the Aang Zuko kind of thing. But if you're going to change the backstory that much, that he's an organic being, you need to establish that, like, Sonic got brought into Earth because people were hunting him down. Did Shadow get Clark Kented to the world? How did he come down to Earth? Did he fall into an asteroid? Like, there is some... I'm not going to say that one is not something that's like, especially with the other backstories. The other backstories actually at least gave explanations to why they went to Earth. Shadow just kind of, I felled.
Yeah.
which I will say that is a critique. However, I do wonder if they did include that part, if the movie would have felt too long. Because it's already a pretty long movie. For a kid's movie.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. There's the qualifier of, it is a kid's movie. Kids are not focusing on... I mean, like kids' movies of the 80s with aliens, we're not wondering, like, every detail of why the alien came down to Earth. The alien just came down here because it's Earth. We're the main character of planets.
I'm just saying, after some of the scenes in space, if in the next movie they have scenes of them, like, drowning or choking, I'm not going to be able to believe it. Some of the space
I would have loved if they brought up I wonder, can Sonic swim? He can't in the games. But then again, he's fast enough that he can dash over.
Weren't they on an island in the second movie?
Yes.
Was there never any water?
Well, they can just run over the water. That's the thing, is that they never... But then again, they don't ever really establish, besides the fact that Shadow can just kind of... Knuckles can body slam into things. They don't point out that Knuckles' main power is that he can glide, which is... Sure, an echidna can do that. It's stupid in the games, too. That he shares the same ability with Rouge. But Rouge is a bat. Rouge actually has wings.
I thought his main ability was muscle.
Depends on which Sonic game.
$1,000,000%.
It seems to be muscle.
I'm 1,000,000% muscle. Even my teeth are muscles. I will say, I think out of the 3 movies, this one has the most jokes that land properly.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
But yes, look, if you're looking for something thought-provoking, why are you going to a Sonic movie?
Yeah.
If you're looking for fun popcorn, I would say this movie is an above-average popcorn movie. Like most Jim Carrey things, it's an above-average popcorn movie. Unless you're watching sad Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
What did I just do to...
I don't know.
What did you just do?
Unless you're watching Oscar-winning Jim Carrey. Like Truman Show, or...
Yeah.
Oh, what's the other one that's Jim Carrey's, like one of those sad Jim Carrey movies? The one where he keeps hallucinating things.
Something Beautiful Mind?
Yes.
Beautiful beautiful...
Sunshine of the Beautiful Mind?
Yeah, Brand of Beautiful Heart, at least.
Or my favorite, my favorite Jim Carrey movie. There you go, that's the way to enter the Q&A. My favorite Jim Carrey movie is a movie that people don't understand, and I will be pretentious there. Because my favorite Jim Carrey movie is The Cable Guy, with him and Matthew Broderick. Everyone shits on that movie, but I don't think people understand that movie's not supposed to be really funny.
It's supposed to be a horror movie.
It's a thriller because, Jim Carrey's just fucking stalking Matthew Broderick for 2 hours. The only funny part is when they're at medieval times and he puts the chicken skin on his face. And depending on who you ask, that's not funny either.
To be fair, I haven't seen that movie since I was too young to probably be seeing
same.
it.
Oh,
Same.
I just remember my dad had a VHS tape of that movie. So I saw that in Ace Ventura a lot.
Yeah, I saw Ace Ventura a lot. Again, that's probably at too young of an age.
Especially with some of the things that don't age well about Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Which is more than one. I know people know at least one thing, but I would argue there's two things, because how he is in the mental asylum is also kind of not kosher.
Yeah.
But I can't hate Jim Carrey. He didn't write the movie.
No.
But yes, so
Questions?
questions.
Answers.
I have opened Discord somewhere for you already.
Where?
Where is it gone? Why is everything disappearing? Okay, what happens if I just do that?
What's your favorite Jim Carrey movie, Denim?
How is it
I mean, I also really like Truman Show.
Truman Show's very good.
But obviously The Mask was a classic, especially growing up.
Oh yeah, I love The Mask. I used to watch it. I also had the Mask cartoon on VHS.
I don't know what's the thing.
What?
There are two desktops.
Oh, ew.
That's why it disappeared.
Do you want to answer the question?
Which question?
Favorite Jim Carrey movie? Because let's face it, Sonic movies are just excuses to go see Jim Carrey and Ben Schwartz.
It's true. It's true. And fun action.
God, I love him as Sonic. He's such a good Sonic.
Yeah. I would have to probably rewatch a lot of things, but if I don't want to say The Mask, I did enjoy Bruce Almighty a lot.
Also a good choice.
I forgot about Bruce Almighty, but that's probably the Jim Carrey movie I've watched the least. Even though I like Jennifer Aniston, I like Jim Carrey. I should remember Bruce Almighty.
Don't you
also
like
up there.
Morgan Freeman?
And I do. Yes, that is. God, that movie had a good cast.
God, he played God. Good that you remember that part.
Liar Liar was also up there.
Yes,
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
God.
No, that's Morgan Freeman.
But okay. Now on to the questions.
Exactly. I can quickly get Blue Sky out of the way.
Oh wait, we need to acknowledge the art of the week too.
We do need to acknowledge the art of the week.
I'd forgotten what it was already.
It's
yes,
not Sonic.
Yeah, I should get rid of that. I forgot to get rid of that.
Oh, look at that.
So
It's a
do tell us something.
It's a drawing from Lauren.
Oh no, I forgot that this is four people screen, so her name is cut off and behind the live sign. I can't wait for us to go back to 6 panels.
Everyone put clapping emojis in the chat for Max.
Yeah,
but
clap
no,
for
this
me,
drawing.
peasants.
Also, I keep leaning this way, which makes it look like I do not want to be on screen.
Yeah.
This drawing is of my Hellasona, I guess you can say, because it's the Hellaverse.
Helloverse.
Helluverse. Monroe. My Sinner Sona, which when I tried saying Sinner Sona and everyone's like, so what does that mean? Like, are you just
Sinsona?
Sinsona.
Sinsona.
Sensational Sinsona.
Lauren did a fantastic job. I've had to tell people multiple times that she's a sinner and not a hellborn because everyone's like, she looks like the fish people from Envy, and I'm like, a little bit, but it was it's because technically Vox is based off a shark, so I was like, okay, I know he does not look like it, but apparently he is.
A media shark, I see.
Yeah, I mean, he also has aquariums full of sharks, so I guess.
Well, how could you overlook that? Jay, so
but,
obvious.
I mean, it's also the... Look, I love the Tia designed her, and I love her design. But God, everyone likes to bully me because they're like, Monroe looks really good. My God, you are thirsty for the TV guy, aren't you? I'm like, shut up. And they're like, where does Monroe work, Chrissy? Where does Monroe work, Chrissy? And I'm like, dead fox check. What? Huh? Shut up! Why does everyone else get to be indulgent, but when Chrissy does it, it's a target for bullying?
Hey Chrissy, did you like that sticker I got you?
I don't have the book on me.
Aw. Chat will just have to wonder.
Can I say, though, I had the book right on the TV stand in my apartment when the cleaning crew came.
Oh, good.
They were not in the room when I came in, but I know they were in there. So I have to wonder if they looked.
Probably did.
And I know that I can never make eye contact with the cleaning crew at my apartment now.
And now the chat just has to wonder what kind of a sticker it was.
It's a sticker.
Exactly what you think.
It can't be.
to tell.
It's not naughty enough that I put it on a book that I carry around with me. It's not. There's no bits showing.
It's not lewd, per
I mean,
se.
Some would say what is happening to Vox in that sticker is an art form in and of itself. I am making this sound so much worse than what it probably is to some people.
It is technically safe for work.
It is technically safe for work. You know, as safe for work as someone tied to train tracks are.
Yeah.
But yes, Lauren did a great job. If you want sketches from Lauren, she does streams every Wednesday and Saturday. And honestly, please commission my sister. She has been dealing with a lot, given the fact that she has to be someone who lives in Los Angeles right now. And, which she is safe.
Okay.
She's currently staying at a neighbor's because her area is still like, there's too much smoke. But give her money. She's been through enough. Let her have enough money to go get takeout. Like, you know, I have enough money. I'm a VTuber. I make enough money. Go support my sister. She's not a VTuber. She's employed.
I guess link down below.
Yes. But I think she's even streaming tonight.
But it's neither Saturday nor Wednesday.
She sometimes does it Sundays. I know Wednesday is like her big day. And she streams on YouTube now because she used to do these sketch streams on Twitter. And then, you know, Twitter had to be Twitter.
Yeah.
Or not anymore. That's the main issue.
And now it's kind of, and it was so sad. She was like, you know, maybe I'll learn how to stream on TikTok.
Yeah.
Well, good thing you picked YouTube instead.
Yeah.
Anyways, the questions.
The questions.
Let's not get Blue Sky out of the way.
Yeah, let's knock Blue Sky out of the way with our traditional
Where did the YouTube
jaywalk.
chat go?
Multiple screens.
Ugh.
I guess you can also technically carry one of them over to the other one so they're both on the same one.
Yeah.
But otherwise it's just 4 fingers to the...
Okay. Sorry, I was looking at Charlie just saying, you're gay, Sona, and I'm like... Monroe is the same sexuality that I am, and I'm 99% sure I'm straight, so no, it is not gay. I think.
Well, yeah, how does it go? If you were gay,
That would be okay.
I'd like you anyway. But yeah,
J-Rock.
J-Rock with a traditional would you rather eat a head of rotten cabbage or drink a glass of sour milk? Oh, double oh!
Yay, this is a good one, J-Rock. There's no
know.
obvious answer here. Okay, advanced food person, what is your pick?
I don't wanna.
first.
Yeah,
I don't wanna.
You have to.
You can't pick Q in this A-B question.
So how big of a head of a lettuce are we talking?
First of all, it's cabbage.
Cabbage.
The Irish would be very disappointed with you if you said lettuce. I would assume just
Do I have to eat the whole thing?
Yes.
It sounds like
yes.
it, yeah.
That is your
on a regular day.
That is your
A head of rotten lemon.
a head.
Cabbage.
So you have to hit.
Or a glass of milk.
And we're assuming like an actual like 8-ounce glass, like a proper like see it in a breakfast commercial glass of milk.
I mean, just based on quantity alone, I would go for the milk, I guess. But otherwise, I think I might lean more towards the cabbage because, either way.
You have to pick one.
I guess if we're specifying an entire head of cabbage or a glass of milk, then I'll go with the milk because maybe I can just chug it down quickly and then immediately spit it up. Whereas the cabbage, I'm just gonna be. sitting there chewing and being miserable for a long time.
And hey, maybe you could just put it in your head while you're drinking the sour milk that you're just drinking a work in progress of some cheese.
No, that's not going to help me.
So I guess we know your answer.
That's not going to help me as I taste the chewy bits.
Okay, what about you, Max?
I'm trying. The thing is, I'm not well familiar enough with human digestion and what it can actually handle better.
You gotta push the human body further beyond.
So I'm wondering, like, if one of them is actually
You've eaten
poisonous.
Neither are poisonous. They're not going to be comfy, but they're not poisonous.
I mean, if you're not
going to die eating a rotten head of
but poison is not necessarily dying. But if you cannot keep it in, if your stomach is
both will probably cause food poisoning.
Yes.
Lovely.
So it's which way do you want, the lactose filled way, or at least the one that in theory is roughage anyway? So it was going to help you make things pass either way.
Mm-mm. I know, right?
I've been around
I love
sour
this question
milk enough times in my life.
I love this question.
I mean, there's also like, what does rotten mean? So it has a it's squishy.
It's squishy. It's squishy and dark, and has like
Oozy,
that kind of
a little slimy.
Little slimy.
It's not sauerkraut.
It's DIY sauerkraut.
It's not kimchi either.
It's nature's kraut.
I mean, I eat yogurt, so maybe I have to go with the milk, because with I was first leaning towards the cabbage because I was like, yeah, there are sometimes, especially if you get a buffet or a pre-made salad or something, then there are elements that are already going into the squishy territory, where I'm like, okay, depending on how gross, how squishy, how rotten we are talking, that it might be something that is closer to consumable, while the sour milk is basically instantly revolting. Not revolting, but
I also, J-Rog said that this came from their Would You Rather Bible.
Yeah.
So this was a good one. J-Rog. But so you're gonna pick the milk?
I'm leaning with the milk based on the completely uninformed assumption that the milk can be kind of taken in the first place better, because I made my body being used to yogurt, which is related to sour milk, I guess. I'm also speculating I'm speculating
like the distant cousin at the reunion.
Yeah, this might backfire horribly if I actually would.
So we have a unifying answer, because I'm also going to pick the milk, but I'm going to pick the milk for a different reason than you two.
Okay.
I believe that to evolve as humans, we have to push ourselves further beyond. And, we as humans were not meant to consume milk past being a baby anyways.
That is true.
So, I am lactose intolerant, but I am not a lactose coward. And what is the best way to face those fears, face that intolerance, than facing milk in its boss form, which is sour and curdled? So if I defeat the boss that is sour milk, I will become a heightened human being, and one step further beyond anyone else who can't drink sour milk and goes with their rabbit food.
I mean, I guess you heard it here. Cosmic Keyframe explains how to overcome lactose intolerance. Any complaints about any kind of potential
it's like people saying,
side effects, please address at Cosmic Keyframe on all platforms.
It's kind of like how people said that if you were a kid and you played in the dirt and ate dirt, you get sick less as an adult. I think that if we just if we put sour milk in our bodies, there is less chance. Our bodies now know the worst that lactose can bring, so everything else in comparison is going to be easy. which means I can eat ice cream again without consequence.
Yeah, I'm glad you're doubling down on this. Therefore, my
He's
disclaimer
giving me the
stays
most-
correct. Or
This can't be the most bullshit thing you've heard me
No,
say.
it's just I'm resisting making a political joke.
Is this going to go into an anti-vax thing?
No,
Okay.
just a sad reminder of the upcoming president and the kind of choices he's making in his administration.
Okay, I think there is a stark difference between the orange guy and me drinking sour milk.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
not the president.
No, I'm just saying the
make
type
my
of people
stupid... Yes.
he's appointing.
True, but I make my stupid decisions as a private citizen.
Yes.
I'm not going to
And
make...
that is your American right to do that.
That is my American, temporarily German right to do, is to drink sour milk.
If that is your
On the
thing
train.
you want to do,
I will... on the train.
consequences be damned, then you have the right to do it.
I mean, honestly, the other thought was I wanted to drink the sour milk because I feel like that would be a bigger spectacle, because if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that in public. I want people to be scared.
everything is
It'll be a-
content.
it'll be a
No,
show.
I want people to be scared of me. What's a better way to detract possible catcalling people than drinking a cup of soured, curdled milk while making prolonged eye
I was
contact?
gonna say, choose one person in the audience to stare at while you're doing it.
No, but by that logic, I would say the rotten head of lettuce actually also, like, you're sitting there, but yeah, you're looking at them, and because it's more, it actually takes longer, and you just eat it. They hear the squishing noises, and you're not there's not a flinch in your face, and you just keep eating.
If
this
it's rotten enough
entire
that you can
head
just swallow it without chewing, just...
basically, see, that will
Oh,
turn them
man.
off.
But I think we all unify with our glasses of sour milk
Even though we
together.
came from
Yeah.
completely different.
We all converged in the same road.
So then, do we have some answers on Discord?
We do,
like we
and
do.
but the thing was, when you moved to Discord, when you did this, I now know the answer, so I can't give mine.
Oh.
It's exposed.
Fast reader. Once
Well, no,
again,
it's
it's a
because
curse.
I can't turn off the spoiler. I can't turn the spoiler thing back on.
Refresh?
The Discord app?
Can't you do refresh on apps as well? I mean, then we can all try to stare over there. My answer, Harry
No,
Potter.
it stays on.
Okay. Click it again without looking at it. This is possible.
No,
Okay.
I just can't answer this one.
Okay.
Alright.
My answer, Harry Potter.
You can answer the questions that we come up with.
Yes.
But you cannot speculate
yes,
your own.
yes,
Just
but
like,
I
don't
can't,
keep staring
I
at
can't
it.
speculate my own. I am the keeper of the question.
Okay.
I see.
What does it say?
But yes, the
My
answer is
answer?
Harry Potter.
Yeah, my answer is Harry Potter, says Odie. I mean,
Wait, can I say my answer to Odie's question since I know it, but I'm just going to just say the thing?
and giving us a second hint, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe. We had this before. I believe you.
I said okay with it. Because I
Last
already
week
responded
you
to my,
Yes, yes.
my
yeah.
answer.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Okay.
My answer to this question is Star Butterfly.
Yeah.
That means
Okay.
nothing to me.
Wait. Oh, that is actually a hint because Star Butterfly would be the protagonist of the show Star Versus. Harry Potter is a little bit less straightforward because it's the name of the franchise and the protagonist, but now we know it's a question about the protagonist.
Is it insufferable protagonists, maybe?
Insufferable. Here's the thing, if it was only Harry Potter, I was like maybe franchises that I fell out of love with, because then Star Versus would also work.
That's at least a really
How-
good question. too.
However, since it is not about the entire franchise, but only the protagonist.
Well, let's keep in mind these are also both magic users too.
That's also true.
And now we have a third hint already.
I don't know anything else about the other the star character, so
But it
I
might still. But yeah,
does not
to
mean
stick
I can't glean
yeah.
any other hints from it.
Exactly, but to stick to my own line of thought. So since we had if we assume like maybe maybe what is a titular protagonist of a kids fantasy show that deserved better than the story they ended up in? That is my question.
Can you repeat the question?
What is a titular? I mean, this part is optional, I guess. What is a titular character of a child or media of this kind of a media IP that deserved better than the story they were in or the ending they got or something?
Okay, that's a good question.
That would work for both of them.
Would your answer also be Harry Potter?
Oh, there must be more. There must be more who deserve better than the story they were in. I mean, I can figure out the answer to my question, what I think that answer was for, while Denim is considering her question to the answer of Harry Potter.
You guys mentioned something about magic, so, what's something else related to magic? But again, you said it was a character, not a world, so it can't be like, what magical world would you not want to live in, for example? Oh, maybe it's what magical protagonist have you been compared to?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would love to know who compared Odie to Harry Potter and who hates him that much.
And who compared you to Star Butterfly?
But okay, so
now we have to answer our assumed questions.
Yes.
Funny enough, I have an easy time when it comes to yours, because I have actually been real life canon compared to Harry Potter. Mostly because I wear glasses and have a scar on my forehead.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah,
you
therefore,
were the boy who lived a croquet bat to the head.
That is the true story behind the scar of my forehead. So, what character through this kind of a franchise, what protagonist deserved better of an ending or of a story to be in? And again, did Harry Potter actually deserve better? I mean, a lot of people pointed out that he's kind of a little shit and a bully. Like, canonically in universe, he is actually not that great of a character, and there could be a point be made about Gryffindors in general not being, because they put heroics over
kind of
good
the jocks
people.
in the world.
Yeah, they put heroics over being good people. So, what you looking for? There are no Harry Potter merchants in this household.
I'm thinking of who I would pick for.
Okay. Oh yeah, I know
question.
this. Like looking around.
Yeah.
Okay. Other. You can also consider. You can answer your own question.
I don't know who I would compare myself to. Who would you two compare me to?
Of a
magical character.
A magical character. Protagonist or not protagonist?
I guess just magical character.
Magical character?
See, here's the thing. When I imagine things with you in a fantasy world, you would probably not be a magic user. You'd probably be more of like a rogue or something.
Yeah.
Like in this anime which I haven't watched yet, but this anime which is also taking place at a wizard school, but the protagonist has no magic power and just with pure strength is like beating up all the wizards or being so strong that he can simulate magic with his physical strength.
I guess the Fluttershy-looking goth one in Little Witch Academy.
Oh.
Susie or something.
Yeah, I believe that's her name.
I haven't seen Little Witch Academy.
I feel like of those characters, I feel like you and her would have common interests.
The love for the creepy. I mean, for her, it's mostly specifically mushrooms, but
there's a certain vibe that I think works like that. I mean, I know that I've been compared to Amanda from Little Witch Academy fairly often. This isn't a magical character. I've had someone compare.
I see Mashy in here. I also see Lottie.
Mashy.
From chat.
Who is Mashy? Two people say Mashy, so...
Mashley?
Well, okay, and I don't know who Mashy is.
But multiple people do. Is there maybe a protagonist whose epilogue or future you don't agree with? Okay. Oh, that could be... Oh, yeah, because, exactly. So
That's the name of a show, apparently.
Yes. Okay.
So maybe they were responding to Attack Ghost comment.
But no, I've been compared to Amanda quite a bit. Also, it's literally called a magical girl show, so I've been compared to Sailor Mercury from Sailor Moon, so probably that's what I would self-identify as. I don't know if you guys have any ones that you would associate with me. I would love to hear.
Mercury works.
Nerd. Wait, Mercury? Oh no, I was thinking. No, it is Mercury.
Yes,
right?
Mercury's
It's a nerd.
the nerd.
It's a nerd.
I never watched much of Sailor Moon myself, so I only sort of know the personality. So if Sailor Moon, would I be maybe Jupiter?
No, more Mars, honestly.
Maybe I'm thinking of Mars. One of the long-haired ones.
Mars is the one with the long black hair. Jupiter is the tomboy, but has more of a loud, abrasive personality, but you do not have. Mars
I think I was thinking
Mars has abrasiveness, but if you go by her manga version, she's much more. I mean, she's literally
working at a temple.
Yeah, she is more reserved when it counts.
Yeah, she's a temple maiden,
so
but
she's
can
the one
kick
with
ass.
red, right?
Yes,
that is who I was thinking of.
Yes,
Okay.
Jupiter is green.
That's
and is a boy crazy one.
Yes, the boy crazy one with sneaker heels, which I adore that aspect of her design.
Okay.
But no, see, I don't see Harry Potter with you.
I mean, it was exclusively physical traits that have been compared to him.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think, like, when it comes. Here's the thing. I think it's very hard to think of male magical characters.
Yeah.
But there's definitely.
Give me the girls. Give me the girls.
Oh yeah, there's definitely female ones I would associate you
come on,
with.
give it. Dish it out.
Justice League animated series Zatanna. I feel like she has enough snark to her.
And she has a little bit of flamboyant, and
She has-
I mean, look at my legs. If I couldn't pull off that Santana cosplay, who could?
I just like the thing is that even DC superhero, yes, you have nice legs. Even DC superhero girl Zatanna, I think, has like that kind of rarity-esque showmanship that I think you also kind of possess, while also still being like judgmental of other people.
Yeah, I can identify with that.
Zatanna, I think, fits you.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Excuse to wear top hat and a little bit of a what is a flap coat? What is it called?
The coattails.
Tailcoat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing
still
on the
the
coat
other
are the
question.
tails of the coat. The coat is
But
a tail
and
coat.
in terms of a character
That
who I
would
think
deserve-
deserved a better ending.
Yes.
Oh God, I've been fairly satisfied with so many endings. I mean, it may be Star Versus, but like,
I mean, see why I got there because oh, it is literally the anime I was talking about.
Okay.
With the
Okay.
So the chat was like, "Yes, Max, you're talking about this anime. What is chat talking
I guess
about?"
we're
No,
keeping up with chat in
No,
real time.
wait. I got one.
Oh.
Because I realized we're not talking about magic with this particular
Nope.
answer. Brand New Animal. I think that one deserved a much better ending than it got.
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh, what's it? Also anime.
Is it a trigger anime?
No, Soul Eater. Soul Eater ending. I recall when I watched Soul Eater back in my days. I believe the dub came out pretty fresh. Yeah, Soul Eaters, I was so hooked for the show. I loved the aesthetics, the action, everything except for Excalibur. Excalibur is a annoying piece of shit, and get it off screen. And I'm not even sure if he ever contributed anything to the plot. But then there was this ending, and it was just like... And I have been told by now that the manga doesn't do it, so it's adaptation inferiority. So yeah, the specifically the anime.
What about you, Denim?
The only thing I can think of is the protagonist of Fallout 3. Because
Before the...
Because there's still this bullshit at the end of the game
Oh yeah.
where you have to go down this irradiated corridor. And you have potentially options like 2 characters who are immune to radiation. You could easily send one of them to do it. And
It's
they're
literally
like,
pushing a button, right?
but literally there's like dialogue where you try to ask one of them to do it, and they're like, no, this is your journey to do. And it's like,
Asshole!
that's dumb. You could do it and no one would get hurt from it.
But okay, are you ready for the actual question?
Oh, yes.
Which I've already answered with Star Butterfly.
That's fair.
Okay.
Ask Awkward, who in your opinion is the worst main character in the history of fiction?
Oh.
Regardless of the story's actual quality.
Harry Potter, worst protagonist in the history. I have a strong... Sorry, Odie, you are objectively wrong. There is one that is such a disappointment in his own story. Probably the weakest part of an entire franchise. Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, I agree.
He is the weakest character. And he's
now
also...
that I'm thinking of live action, you know who I would also put in this camp? Ross from Friends. I hate Ross. Ross is a terrible person.
But did you ask about character or protagonist?
Main character. Ross is a main character.
Yeah, I mean, he has to share the spotlight with
Yes,
so many...
but I would say that Ross probably has the most screen time out of all the characters.
Well, technically, Rachel is the main character because the show starts with her moving in to the circle of friends and the show literally ends with her moving away. Oh my god, I know far too much about Friends.
Jerry in Seinfeld is also a terrible main character. But also everyone in Seinfeld is terrible. The nicest one is Kramer, and that's because he's too manic to be bad.
I mean, the finale of the show is all about why they're all terrible people.
Yes, it that walked so It's Always Sunny could run. But okay.
The first thing that I can think of is, I doubt anyone in chat will be familiar with this, but I read the first volume of this detective series. The first volume was translated in English as Babylon Berlin, and there's a live action drama of the same name based on it. I mean, in my opinion, the drama's also not that good, but the protagonist of the original story is terrible, and I don't like him. He gets into a lot of trouble just because he wants his own ego to prove that he's worthy of not just being in this one department of this cop thing, but also he wants to be in the homicide department, and he gets himself into dumb trouble because he has a lead on this murder case that the homicide department doesn't have, so he tries to follow it up himself and he does dumb shit, and I don't like him. He's an idiot. And again, no one else. But I'm also surprised you didn't say the main character of Made in Abyss. That's another protagonist you hate.
She is pretty hateable, but I believe I hate the author more than I hate his protagonist.
I also remember when we were watching Kid Cosmic, you really, really did not like Kid for 90% of the show until they go into the dead parent plot.
But here's the thing, I'm not sure if I would still say most hateable main character, because...
At least he's a kid.
Exactly. I mostly hate him for being an annoying kid.
Ralph and Wreck-It Ralph 2. Like, Ralph breaks the internet.
Seen that one.
Also, what is
I've
heard similar sentiments.
What is Odie saying, by the way? I can't read it from here.
Oh, I see him earlier. Don't remind me of the ending of Fallout 3.
Don't remind me of the ending of Fallout 3. Max, ask your pretentious friends. He is incredibly static. Those are ensemble cast, you goobs. I would argue that ensemble cast still have the writer's favorite, you know? Like, you can argue Drawn Together is an ensemble cast, but they all started to really like Captain Hero. Or in South Park, it's an ensemble cast, but as the show went on, fucking Stan's dad became...
Oh god, yeah, Stan's dad. The kids are all sidelined for the fucking dad for the specials.
Exactly, and when it's the kids... Cartman was obviously their favorite for a while. And then it became Butters, because who doesn't love Butters?
Do I need to get on my plushie?
That's Butters, that's me. And then it became, oh my god, Randy. And then now it's the Randy show. At least it's not Tegrity Farms anymore. I at least hope it's not Tegrity Farms anymore. But okay, so we are getting short on time.
But we're also getting short on questions, so
Yes, but
it's on here exactly.
So I have one more question, then the FMK.
Okay.
Another one from Chaotic Century, saying, "What's your discomfort show? It's bad, and you get stressed watching it, but you can't stop." I'm saying we have to exclude Squid Game since you talked about it.
No, but it's also a good one. It's since he qualified, it's also bad.
Okay, Odie, in the chat, when you say it's bad, do you mean it's bad as in, like, you don't feel comfy watching it, or it's bad as in objectively bad quality?
As in a train wreck. I mean, it sounds a little bit like a train wreck that makes you feel icky, and yet you can't watch away.
Yeah.
Or yeah, as in like, because why use the word bad?
Yeah, like, cause I would argue, there's stuff like, I guess some people would say The Boys is a discomfort show.
Oh yeah.
If you're struggling, use either or for the answer.
Okay, that's
I would say
fair.
the discomfort show is, this is a stressful show. So I would say that it can still be of good quality.
Okay, because otherwise, why would you keep watching a bad show?
Watching?
Yeah.
The last time I saw that was when I watched Green Lantern in 2011.
Yeah.
Watch Sonic 3.
God, Green Lantern is such a bad movie. It gets dissed in movies without Ryan Reynolds in it.
That's true.
And I haven't even seen it.
I saw it in theaters.
I saw it in theaters too.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for you guys.
I know what we should watch for movie night. You can see where Ryan got his start.
Where's the alcohol? He technically played 2 or 3. I saw it played 2, I believe, was it? We had it on German television.
Oh
no.
And then we
Is
this your answer for discomfort, or is this Ryan Reynolds getting his
discomfort?
start?
Then we can talk about
discomfort.
Yes.
Dubbed Ryan Reynolds.
But it was weird. He was already super Ryan Reynolds before he became Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Discomfort show. Oh yeah, I mean.
I have discomfort movies. I don't know if I have discomfort shows.
I guess we can also allow discomfort media.
Because there's some. I feel like I watch more movies that make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I mean, the point was that you have to keep watching it. I mean, that kind of.
Yes, you can't look away.
Yeah, so it needs to be maybe a few movie franchise or something, because an entire movie 1.5 hours you
can't just say
through.
Schindler's List, like.
Yeah. So, but yeah, shows that you tune in to be uncomfortable. I mean, yes, with game we agreed would fit the bill, but we had it as already as a media today. So there was something else like fucking Heartbreak High.
What's Heartbreak High?
So are you familiar with Heartstopper?
Yes.
Okay, so you have Heartstopper, which is this British wholesome show about them boys and discovering their gay.
Is this the Australian one?
Yes.
It's the Australian one, which is based
Australian teens who are not okay.
It's like it's even on the one hand it's even gayer than Heartstoppers, but take all the wholesome of Heartstoppers, multiply it by 4, and then put it into negative. This show is so miserable, and every of these characters.
At least none of the protagonists in the high school have depressing drug addictions yet. At least as when we started watching season 2.
Okay, so is both of your answers Heartbreak High?
That's tempting. I feel like I need to pick something else out of principle.
Yeah.
But I would have otherwise picked Squid Game, I think, which also we've said no, don't do it because it was the media.
Come on, what anime have you watched in the past which was a train wreck and yet you couldn't stop?
If there was too much of a train wreck, I stopped.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, we agreed that
it's not a train wreck. It's just like, it could be a drama. It could be a thing that makes you cry. It could be something that tackles an uncomfortable subject.
Right. It was not train wreck. It was a show you don't enjoy watching fun, but it's
how to sell drugs on the internet fast.
Really?
Is that
That's a discomfort show?
Is that a show or is that a thing you've Googled?
That's a show.
A German show on Netflix, so it probably has a decent English dub.
What an interesting title for a show.
I know,
yes.
and the English word that she just said is the German title.
Mm-hmm. And it uses a lot of English in the show for stuff. But yeah, that one
really,
is like...
That was a discomfort show for you?
I mean, they kept making dumb decisions, and then they got involved
That
with
sounds like an aggravating show.
with
It
like
was.
the Eastern European mafia, kind of, and then it was like, oh, I just need closure on this. So for me, it was more of a discomfort show.
Okay, that's fair. Because it was leaning...
I did not like the main character the whole time.
and now he is starring in German... what is it? Kleinanzeigen, right?
We keep seeing the actor
in
from
German
that.
Craigslist commercials.
Yeah.
He's just literally popping out of things like, hello, do the thing.
I'm in a washing machine. Hey, you can sell this on the internet for money. Like drugs.
Amazing.
Hi, Moritz.
Okay, so I need to answer now.
Yes. I guess technically we haven't dropped The Boys as an answer yet.
The thing is that I'm starting... The Boys is slowly becoming less of an uncomfortable kind of discomfort watch and more of an aggravating watch.
It's true.
Though there was the episode where Simon Pegg actually got paid in the newest season, that was just genuinely one of the most especially with me, one of the most uncomfortable viewing experiences I've ever had. That was like, that competed with like episode 4 of Has Been Hotel with me being just like, I don't feel good right now, guys. You know, I'm at this party and I want to go home. But shows.
Or movies.
Or movies. I mean... I didn't exactly feel good watching a lot of Evangelion.
That's fair. That's very
But
fair.
if you want a discomfort movie, and yes, this movie technically has a happy ending, but the journey there was not fun. Shin Godzilla, which is also made by the person who made Evangelion. The design and how they... Have you ever seen Shin Godzilla? Okay, you definitely wouldn't like it, because this is body horror Godzilla.
Oh, good.
Because how this Godzilla is that he has, like, evolutionary forms. And one of the forms that he has is just... he has no limbs, and he's crawling, and to push himself forward... he basically is expelling pools and pools of blood. Gross. And that's before he actually grows legs. This creature is in pain the entire movie.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Dang.
Yeah, this creature is in pain the entire movie, and it's implied that the reason he's shooting his lasers and everything is because he's in pain and I think possessed by the lost souls of World War II victims. Oof. I mean, that's what honestly, Godzilla itself is my discomfort franchise because every iteration of Godzilla is an analogy for the atomic bomb and different consequences of it. But Shin Godzilla is the one where, hey, how do you want to get more fucked up? Get the Evangelion guy. Because when you look at some of the concepts, Godzilla was supposed to evolve into a god. Like, a literal god-like being. You can actually see on his tail like, human Godzilla hybrids coming out of his tail. Which implied that there was going to be, that his next evolutionary form is that mini hymns would start coming out. Mm-hmm. Which means more than one Godzilla. So,
2017.
It's a fantastic movie. I encourage anyone to watch it. This and Godzilla Minus One are objectively the two best Godzilla things ever. But my god, it's not a comfy watch. Even though the humans win, because that's just how Godzilla is, you don't exactly feel happy. You're just kind of like, man, they just had to kill a creature that was just in pain and didn't want to exist in the first place. But yes, Godzilla is my discomfort thing, because man, I just feel bad for this creature most of the time. Except for when it's the 70s and he starts dancing on the moon. Well, and he starts doing the fucking Ozumatsu, like, shin dance and slides on his tail. These are actual things that Godzilla has done. But there we go.
There we go.
And now it's time for the F, M, and K. I did not know you can make separate desktops, which implies
Windows 11.
Which implies my computer can also, my
Probably.
laptop can as well. Okay, here we are. From Enigma, final bosses in video games are powerful and capable and truly a force to be reckoned. But reckon them we most, so I think that
We must.
meant we must. See me after class. So allocate those stats and get your best gear primed up for Fuck, Marry, Kill final bosses.
Okay.
God, I fucking hate Kingdom Hearts names. Zenimus from Kingdom Hearts 2. Hades from Hades.
At least one of them is easy.
And God from the Persona games.
Isn't there always a different one in the end of everyone?
It just says God from most Shin Megami Tensei things.
I'm looking at the Shin Megami Tensei expert in the room. So is there a recurring entity throughout the franchise that gets named God and
There
that
is
can
a
be
God.
fucked?
There is God that exists.
Is
I
it-
don't know
does-
how
does
often
it-
he
does-
actually appears.
does it have
in
a
the
visual?
games. I think it was in Shin Megami Tensei 2. I haven't played 4 or 5 fully to the end, but the one in 2 was called Yahweh.
Oh, or just a...
Yeah, I think that's him.
You know, if you were gonna pick a character that's just a freak, why didn't you pick like Ridley or something? You know, like
Oh, there's Metatron from
For some
from
reason.
3. No, he's from 3.
Okay.
my thing is just more like, so you pick 2 humanoid-looking characters and a big yellow head.
Assuming we found the right one.
I'm assuming this
Was
one.
there a particular one you were thinking of?
Enigma?
Because again, I have finished 3, 4, and 5.
Can you look up God
And
from Hades?
God
Because
was
I
not
do
there.
not
You mean
remember.
Hades from Hades?
Hades from
Well,
Hades.
Hades from Hades is...
basically everyone in that game is hot. So
oh, yeah.
Like this is an unbalanced one. You should have. You got bosses. You could have gone full monster fucker here.
right? I was hoping for something a
Like
little more
Bowser.
interesting.
There.
Give us something freaky. This is nothing. This is tame.
Yeah. This is just, if you're an older
long as
buff
it's an
dude, there he is.
As long as it's an interpretation of the High Holy One, it's cool for me. So I guess Big Yellow Head Man.
Okay.
I wish
So-
we can change these bosses. I
And
want something
Zemnis was the
freakier.
other one from
Yes.
He just looks like watered down.
Sephiroth.
Exactly, Sephiroth.
Yeah,
So Sephiroth's cosplayer.
I mean, the only thing I know about this character is that I'm 90% sure this is the character that Woody talks to in that meme clip from the Toy Story universe of Kingdom Hearts where it's like, I don't know much about this heartless nonsense, but I know that no one's ever loved you. It's one of the funniest fucking clips.
Wow. Let's see. So guest goes first. I
Yes,
think?
guest goes first. So, white-haired anime boy, muscly
Okay.
black-haired man, or yellow face.
I mean, I have
guy.
to do the obvious choice and kill God.
Because
Come on,
that's kind
the
of the
kind
point.
of these games is you
Yes.
kill God.
Okay.
Or try to, yeah.
So that was an easy one. God is dead and you have killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Nietzsche would be proud.
So that leaves me with characters from games I haven't played. I mean, I've played the first Kingdom Hearts game,
Just consider Sephiroth.
but I never played the second one,
He is.
and I haven't played Hades. But at least Hades is pretty hot. I mean, he's no slouch. Semnus is no slouch either.
Yeah. I mean, he's not as hot as Sephiroth, though.
No.
He doesn't have the one-winged angel kind of thing going on.
He's Mom, can we go out for McDonald's Sephiroth? And Mom says, no, we have McDonald's at home, and it's Semnus.
No, this. You know what this is? This is a person who really wanted to do a Sephiroth cosplay for Comic-Con and didn't have enough time to finish the cosplay.
But he still had his gloves from Iron Man, so that's why he can shoot. When he does that, he
The
has
pulsar.
apparently, according to this one picture we are currently all staring at, he has beams coming out of his hand when he's doing this gesture.
Yes.
So
This is someone Disney bounding as Sephiroth.
yeah, we couldn't get the license. Ugh. Why have we still not bought all of Japan here at Disney?
So I guess I have to go on vibes then.
Okay.
And I guess I'll fuck Hades.
Okay.
I mean, he looks like he's probably a good fuck. I mean, all those all those like Greek gods get laid a lot, right? So
I mean,
learned a
yes.
few
And
things.
of the three big boys, when it comes to the gods, Hades is the nicest. So
Depending on the iteration.
depending on the iteration.
Disney's Hercules.
What
has-
little I do know about the game, he doesn't seem like the best dad, but
Again, Greek god.
it's true.
Yeah, like, you know.
I mean, maybe relative to like the other Greek gods, he's a pretty good dad. But
Yeah, you know, it could be worse.
so I guess that means I'm stuck marrying Xemnas, but I mean, I'm gonna try to take a little bit of the gold digger answer and be like, I mean, he's from a very successful IP at this point. He's got that Disney money behind him.
Oh yeah, he
I mean,
has.
I'm sure he doesn't get any of it. I don't know anything about his character really. Isn't he like also the old guy that's in the other games, but like younger version or something?
I think so. I mean,
There's weird shenanigans.
He's also
with the
one
Kingdom
of
Hearts
like
games.
the bigger members of the cult that is the
Yeah.
darkness. So
Yeah. So he's probably got magic spanning many generations. So hey, it's at least you know it'll be a long relationship. Probably.
you have security.
Yeah.
All right.
And if you stick around him long enough by marrying him, eventually all those the Disney characters you like come by and are like,
Yeah,
hey.
maybe they'll show up asking me for information or something.
Yeah,
And I get to have Disney characters.
And you know,
like,
the Disney
Final Fantasy
villains
characters
tend
for
to,
tea.
the Disney villains in these games tend to tend to join this darkness cult, so you can meet the Disney villains, which
Yeah.
are the coolest
We
characters.
can
that is a
we
good
can meet up
point,
for
huh?
lunch and tea
And then
parties
you
and
can
stuff.
and you can go into the Winnie the Pooh universe, which canonically is the
Yep.
only universe that has no conflict in it.
Yep.
Because no one can corrupt Winnie the Pooh.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
go to the
yeah.
Get to hang out
thousand.
with all the Disney
Oh, yeah.
villains and stuff.
And
Sounds pretty good.
getting a good old Greek plowing, riling.
Bring her through the ring.
Well then.
I could certainly do worse than Hades in the Greek pantheon.
So
Yes,
does
epic.
anybody for chat? Does
Who's next?
anybody
You know what?
from
You know
the
what?
last
This is our
year?
first FMK of the year.
It's true.
Guest. Who will be the first host answer of 2025?
So who-
and this dictates the pattern here
exactly
on out.
all except for the just us's. But for now,
Yes.
we can try to remember that.
Well, you should just write it
Okay.
on your notes and put it in the description of who goes last, so we
Okay,
remember.
okay. I'm thinking of a number
Okay.
between 21
21.
and 35.
Okay, very important.
Okay.
Yes.
So on the count of 3, we'll say ours.
And
right?
who is closer or what
And
is?
who's
yes,
closer
Price is
will-
Right rules.
31.
21
no,
through 30.
You're allowed to go over, but whoever's closer.
We're allowed to go over 35?
No,
No, you're allowed to go over the correct number.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just
But
whoever's
whoever's closer.
closest.
Okay, I
integer
got my
round.
number.
Okay. I got my number.
Okay,
Okay.
29.
26.
spot on.
Okay.
So you go first.
All right.
Wait, is this good for me?
Is it?
Yeah, I
You
guess.
can, I mean, you
I
can
guess.
screw me over.
Can I with those answers? That's the question.
Yeah, Enigma,
I-
write it in the Discord of who who went last this
That
episode.
actually would help because
Yes,
that's
it
where
would
we
help.
look for whenever we do the questions. So between
He's probably good at giving head because all
No,
he is a head.
it's true. But yes, so
So you killed.
oh yeah, she
you
already
killed
taking
God,
notes
You
because
married Zenmus.
exactly, and now I have to figure out like
Hades, okay.
which direction do I want to take it.
This is the worst Punnett square of all time.
Yep.
No, it's basically no. I have a very clear answer that I want to
Okay,
go
okay.
with. Since I don't wanna fuck this anime wannabe fuckboy, I gonna kill him.
Okay. You're
Like-
talking
No,
about
I'm
you're
talking about this guy.
yeah.
This is the anime fuckboy,
Okay,
obviously.
and you're gonna kill. Okay.
Xemnas.
Yes.
Xemnas.
Okay, killing Zenmus.
Xemnas, so have fun with him. So yeah, killing him, getting him out of the way.
Oh no.
Yes. Then, I gave you a very easy marriage answer because I am going to fuck God. Because, like, no, except, first of all, just a head. Just a floating giant head. I mean, that is a pretty unique experience. Just saying that is like, how, when, and so on else do you get this kind of an option? So I just need to
Can
know.
a character be a throat goat if they don't have a throat?
That is like so many questions.
That's the question for the chat.
There is one way to figure it out. So
Yesterday I
Don't
asked
expect the
you.
Vulpix to think of such vile things.
oh yeah.
That's how it evolves into Ninetales.
Oh, no.
But yeah, just out of curiosity, like I need to know what giant floating golden head is like in bed. So obvious answer there, and
Yeah, I need to take a picture
of what we are actually looking at
Of Chet.
of chat. There's now a picture of chat.
I will post it in the Discord shortly.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then I gonna marry Hades. I mean, the entire point of the game is that he is a family man, not father of the year. Yes, agreed. But I mean, like,
But you're not looking for a father.
also that. But in regards to family man, and I mean, his relationships, like with partners, is also not ideal. But again, Greek mythology, and given that of the Hades we get to know in the games, he is like. I mean, the other gods are kind of full of shit, but he is at least more honest about his own personality. He's not putting on a show, and his main job is running a tight ship. Running his House of Hades household. So yeah, I can see making a marriage work with this fine gentleman. So plus of course the style. He's all the style. Look at this beard. That beard like that, like. That is their style right there. So, your answers that you definitely off the top of your head.
Yeah, totally. Off the top of my head. So,
Yes.
I guess I'll start with the killing.
Yes.
I'm going to kill Hades.
I mean, this is just basically giving him a ride home.
I mean, yeah.
True.
Huh. I guess I'll just do what Hercules did in the movie Hercules and just push him into the river of dead souls.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like, oh, if he gets out.
Mm-hmm.
If is good. And so, but also, I think it's less of why am I killing Hades and how, because, one of the big three.
Yeah, but if you play the game, you regularly, it has multiple run-throughs, so at the end, when you are successful, you actually defeat him in battle and kind of kill him, and then he evaporates and is back at home. So
yeah,
he's killable.
I'm not saying that I'm permanently killing him.
Right.
It's just I'm giving him a little living vacation.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great way to say that.
Living vacation.
A living vacation. I'm giving him a vacation from the flesh realm.
So where do you go next then?
I'm going to go with marriage, and I'm going to marry God.
Well, do explain that without relying to gold digging.
I didn't say my New Year's resolution was to not. In fact, I'm going to be more of a gold digger in 2025.
I see.
He looks like he's literally made of gold.
I mean, maybe we have to share an image of him with chat, so that chat gets an idea what we are actually looking at and talking about. Also, potential.
Oh, apparently this is from 4. Thank God.
I mean, okay. So,
You're making the grunting noises again.
Yeah, because I'm trying to
Sonic.
get over here. So, and now people can. Now chat actually sees the face of God.
well, okay.
The one that the Denim killed, that I figured out if and how and whatnot
How
that
to
fellow works in bed, and that you now marriage.
Yes, I mean, this is just making me think how we've never had an FMK that involves Zordon from the Power Rangers, which is also just a big...
We could have had an FMK of just floating heads.
Yeah,
Wizard of Oz,
I was thinking the same
God,
thing.
and
and
Zordon.
Zordon.
Oh,
Yeah.
but then there's other options you could have too, like what's the villain from Star Fox?
Oh yeah,
Andros.
Or the villain from Tron,
Yep.
the master computer, the Jewish master computer from South Park.
Or the computer that was just Moses, I believe.
Yeah.
Then of course there is also
Zardoz.
Yes.
Which is kind of Wizard of Oz, if you've seen the movie.
Yes.
I had another floating head just now, but I guess it left me.
We need an FMK
Sorry.
of just Wizards of Oz. So you get like James Franco Wizard of Oz, the original like 1939 Wizard of Oz, and Goldblum Wizard of Oz, and it's mostly just a race to see who's gonna fuck Jeff Goldblum first.
The guest, obviously.
The guest,
because
obviously,
the guest always
unless
gets-
the guest is a freak, and they're like, you know what,
This nice old man.
this nice old man. It's also going to be a race of who's going to kill James Franco first. But okay, but no, I'm going to marry God because I'm sure he has a winning personality.
Ah.
And also he's God. In theory, he could just manifest something human-like if he wanted to. He just hasn't had the reason to yet because he hasn't settled down with anyone yet. And I'm going to just assume he didn't do that when you fucked him because he was like, well, if this person's just willing to fuck ahead, why should I try?
Are you saying you think you can fix God?
I can fix God. I will be the Christianity to his spiritualism. And now, okay, I can't believe that this is going to be the hardest one for me because this character is so not my type. Sephiroth's my type, but Sephiroth is less of a piss baby. And before the chat says that that there are characters in my taste that are piss babies, shut up. I don't consider him that.
Chat needs to see what we see again.
Honestly, I mean, the thing is just he's too normal. Like, honestly, Sephiroth's pushed just far enough into the fantastical where it becomes hot. And this one's just, I've seen this guy at anime conventions.
Yeah.
I've also seen, people wearing those trench coats and telling their friends not to come to school tomorrow. Like,
But look, he's definitely not compensating for something but bought his own glowing hand-attached dildos.
No way you're cooking with something there. I mean, okay. Shut up! Quiet your thoughts. I can hear them.
That sounds like a you problem.
No. Okay. Here is how I'm gonna work this. He is a member of a magical cult. And as if you've played Kingdom Hearts, you know that the darkness can sometimes manifest as these nebulous, inky beings that the darkness cult members can summon and control. I feel like you've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
I mean, I kind of feel like admitting to this accusation, but live on camera, that would be a little bit awkward.
Ayn Wye and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. It's the awkward. Hard work and analysis, which you do not want to miss on awkward.